Well, everyone seems to have an opinion about anything and everything. Social media makes it a big part of our lives.
That's why today Jodee Bock is here. She's going to talk about how to separate opinions from facts on that thing called the interweb. Good morning. Great to have you here.
Good morning. Not just on the internet. That just happens to be the place where we get so much stuff. It can be nothing personal. It can be media. I mean, it can be newspaper. It can be TV. There's so many places to get information, and I think people are just feeling overwhelmed and don't really know what's the truth and what's opinion. And that's the problem. So I have this thought, and it could be an opinion. However, I want to share it in a way that might allow us to open up a conversation, because that's what I'm learning is happening in the world right now. Yesterday I met with two people who had differing opinions than I did about a subject, and we had the best conversation ever, because it's possible to do that. But I think what happens is when we get our opinions and we form them early, then when we look for information to prove that we're right. If we can either see the world in two ways, in a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. And if we're in a fixed mindset, we're going to look for evidence to prove that the first opinion we had was the right one. And so then when we do look for facts, we'll only find those that support what we already believed. And so then when something happens, like an event happens, whatever it is, we have an opinion about that event, and we have a reaction. And reaction doesn't come from your thinking, it comes from your emotion. We have all these emotionally charged episodes that are happening right now, and it doesn't cause us to think, it causes us to react. And when we react, we produce a result. And usually it's, I'm right, you're wrong, when we have a fixed mindset. But there's another way to look at that. What if we had a growth mindset? Then we would look for facts and evidence to open our minds to something new, and instead of reacting so quickly, we would respond, we'd think. But Henry Ford said, thinking is the hardest work there is, which is why so few people do it. And we're internet makes it so easy to find factoids and alternative facts and all those other things that, how do we know? How do we know how to discern? So
it's kind of disheartening. I mean, you get to the point where you're just like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm trying to figure this thing out, but it just gets like these echo chambers, and you go, okay, I guess I'll just trust that, and then you really don't know what's so.
So how do you trust? What do you do? What do you do to determine for yourself if something is truth or an opinion? Have you guys thought about that?
I would like to think I'm open-minded to looking at all of the facts, but it is hard when you are very passionate about one thing to try to have that open mind about it, and to try to look for more than just one source of.
And I wonder about how we determined how we're passionate. Was it because somebody we trusted said something, or what was the reason we picked that position in the first place? And I don't know the answer to that, but I wonder if it has anything to do with being closed or fixed in your mindset, or whether we just have an open mindset. I don't know if it's possible to shift. I hope it is, because I believe that we as human beings are in search of connection. You know, think about that. Wherever we are, we want to connect with somebody. And sometimes we find those people who believe what we believe, and then that's all we stay connected with. And that's how that fixed mindset can really get us in trouble sometimes, or keep us from learning.
Connection kinks. I mean, think about the flat earthers. I thought, oh no, the earth is flat, you know, and we're going to put you in jail if you think it's not. And you're like, wait a second, it's really not. Right. So, all right, stick around. When we come back, much more from Jodee Bock.